Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Bourbon Basement. I'm Ryan,
And I'm Steve.
and today we've got a special episode, one that's been very anticipated, I suppose, especially between like us two, because
Oh
we knew
man,
it was coming. But it's definitely been in the works for quite some time because we've had this bottle for a good little bit and have refused to open it. So
you can see we got one empty, so it was stressing me to open the other one without another one on the shelf. But
got
Eagle
another one.
got to do the Eagle Rare 12, right?
If you've done Eagle Rare 10, you kind of have to do the
The Eagle Rare was one of our favorite episodes. If you have not, if you watch our show at all and you haven't seen our Eagle Rare episode, you need to go back and watch it. I won't say that it is the best episode, but
12.
I laughed the most at
It has some comic relief, more
the
so than
most
other episodes, anyway.
that episode than any of them. So today we're going to be talking about the Eagle Rare 12. I got Eagle Rare 10 here. I did a little show earlier uh, on that, but
I thought you said we weren't going to mention
we're
that.
not. We're not going to talk about them. My bad. All right, so scratch what I just said, guys. What do you have any more? Are we in? It's a wild night here at the Bourbon Basement already. I've done a little pre-gaming, so that's
You
good.
can tell.
It's always better. So why don't you all go ahead and grab a glass? Uh, you're not really pre-gaming now, but you grab a glass and join us for a drink because that's what we want to be. Is on Friday nights we're here to be your drinking buddies. Let us know in the comments what you got, what
If
you're
you
having tonight.
if you wanted to tell them a little bit of history about how you attained this, because this is a cool little piece.
This is a cool piece. So this particular box, of course, it came from the early 70s, maybe early 80s of Eagle Rare. That was I'll get into the history a little bit more about Eagle Rare in general. But this came from my pappy. So
My
it's
great
actually
grandfather.
yeah, it's Ryan's great grandfather. It's Emmy's pappy who became my pappy when I married her, and I loved that man a lot. And this was his. He actually kept. What did Nanny say he kept in this?
I don't know.
Dang it, he kept
You were there for that story. I
Uh,
wasn't.
he kept his shotgun shells in this box, and he passed a few years back, and she knew that we did this show and everything, and she offered this box to me, which has a little sentimental value with the shotgun shells. Pappy was not a drinker, so I don't know how he come across the box. Maybe a yard
He's just an
sale,
antique shop kind of guy.
maybe a yard sale or something like that. So, but he found it and used it to keep shotgun shells in.
Shot gals.
Now that it sits on my shelf for decoration, but I've got something in there tonight. That'll be a surprise for later. It is not a 1975 bottle of Eagle Rare. I can tell you
That'd be
that.
something.
But it's just a bottle that may resemble it. I want to show y'all what it might look like because this bottle's changed 3 or 4 times through the history of it.
I
Uh,
kind of like where they've got to with this bottle style.
I like this bottle style. But before we get into Eagle Rare in our show tonight, I've got something else I want to do. So why don't you
So this may be a longer one,
you
folks.
all hold on for just a second and we'll be right back.
Beautiful thing.
Ta-da! All right, guys, if y'all can see what's in front of us here, that is known as what's it known as? Come on, I'm trying to give you speaking points here.
I'm okay. Go
I'm
ahead.
throwing you slow pitches here.
He said, "I'm lobbing you the
I'm
ball."
learning. You should be able to knock this out.
What's it called?
It's the Weller Rainbow, guys. I've been working on the Weller Rainbow for a while now. I've had some Weller products. I've drank some Weller bottles.
We can
And
do a few of these 107s.
so the reason I'm not a collector, I'm a drinker, right? We drink our bourbon, right? I mean, it sits on our shelves for a while sometimes because I do like the way the bottles look on the shelf with the lights on them and everything else. They're cool. And so I really enjoy collecting them, but I collect them to drink. So I wasn't worried about like collecting and displaying or trying to resell the Weller Rainbow.
I don't recommend drinking this one. That one will be worth some money one day. It's one of the last screw top.
I do have another screw top 12 years.
Okay.
So now here is the yeah. So you all know for many years we preached to Buffalo Trace to put a cork in it. The Weller 12. They finally did, and not only did they listen to us and put a cork in the Weller 12, they also went ahead and put a cork in the Weller. Special Reserve.
See, I think that one could have stuck with a screw top.
It doesn't
was
matter.
okay.
I'm glad they put a cork in all of them. That's what it deserves.
Just so you know, we're taking credit for that.
Anyway, you know my main reason for collecting the Weller Rainbow? I've talked about it. This is another lob, son. You can
Go
knock
ahead.
it. Come on, I want you to talk. I talk all the time, right?
You're good at it.
Well, my main reason for collecting the Weller Rainbow, and guys, if you're watching tonight, be prepared to get an invite because my guys are going to come over and we are going to taste the rainbow. So that's what I wanted to collect.
Make
the
sure
rainbow.
to bring your DDs.
I wanted all the bottles here. I'll have air mattresses here, spare bedrooms, and we actually got a new hotel in town. What is it called? Hotel Thoroughbred?
Right downtown.
Yeah, so I mean,
minutes from the house.
we're going to do a tasting of 6 bottles, so that's going to be a pretty large tasting.
We're going to taste 6 bottles. We're all going to Uber to the Hotel Thoroughbred, and we're going to burn it down. We are going to burn it down, boys. We're going to be tossing couches out the windows. It's going to be a good one.
So, but we're going to have a big blind tasting of the Weller Rainbow. It's coming up soon, guys. Just be on the lookout for that. So, blind tasting, that's all my guys, and you guys know who you are. So, look for it. We're going to taste 6 bourbons that night, blind, and we're going to find out what actually is our favorite Weller that they put out there.
I'm not looking forward to it. My opinion, I don't think is going to matter in that one. I think I'll just let majority roll.
Well, it's not going to be a favorite for everybody. I mean, there will be a favorite in the thing, but you're going to know your favorite. And the reason we want to do that is because we want to know, or I want to know. I mean, if I like
you want to know.
Well, if I like the Weller Special Reserve as much as any of them, then I don't have to search for these other bottles anymore. You know, and because they're hard to find. They're very hard to find. Of course, the Special Reserve is the easiest one to find. So if I like it as much as the others, good news for all of y'all that didn't know, the ones that go to the Bourbon distillery for the bourbon drops, Weller Special Reserve, they rotate 4 bourbons. And Weller Special Reserve used to be one they rotate. Now it's always available at the distillery. And Antique 107 is one of the 4 that they rotate. So it's E.H. Taylor, Antique 107, Weller Antique 107. It's Blanton's. And what's the other one, babe? Eagle Rare, the one we're doing a show on tonight.
Speaking
That's the extra one.
Speaking of, I wouldn't get too off track with your rainbow stuff, being that we are trying a completely different bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, but this is at least a Buffalo Trace product.
I mean, yeah.
All right. So now, while we get our stage set back for our Eagle Rare, we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Giving Ryan a nod to his IT and creativity over there.
See, look, I finally get to use some of the other screens. I'm telling you.
All right, guys. Man. So Eagle Rare 12 year tonight.
Oh, Green Mountain Sippers. Good evening from Vermont. New to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. Happy Friday.
Thanks, Green Mountain Sippers. Are you having a drink with us tonight? We like to know what everybody's drinking because we're here to be your drinking buddy.
Yeah, if you haven't poured yourself a drink, I promise you're probably going to need one.
This show's a lot better when you're drinking. I can tell you that.
Guaranteed.
All right, so you all know for the Green Mountain Sippers there, we do just a little bit of history, and then we just kind of do a bourbon rating review of the bottles.
Cheers, Peter. Happy Friday. Appreciate you,
Peter. We're here to try. Our goal is to try every Kentucky bourbon that there is. So I do collect. I have many bottles on my shelf right now, but all those bottles eventually make it to the show and get drank.
Disagree.
No?
There's a couple of them that will not.
Well, give me those couple.
You know one that I'm not going to let you.
I know the 1795 from Jim Beam.
Yeah, that one, and then the other one that I just won't let
you. I'm not sure of it.
Blands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. You all let me know in the comments, guys. We got a Blanton's straight from the barrel. It's bottle number 1. On the neck is number 1.
I think that's something special. How often are you going to get a bottle number 1?
And I don't think it makes it that special. So I think we need to drink it. He disagrees.
I disagree.
All right, so let's
never have another bottle number 1 in our collection, guaranteed.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Do we have one?
Uh, Had to settle for Eagle Rare 10. Okay, well, I mean that's still a great bottle. You
That's
can't go wrong with Eagle Rare.
that's not settling right there. That's a good. That's
That's
a
yeah,
good
that's not
daggone
settled.
bottle. Yeah, that's a good daggone bottle. Who was that?
And then old Granddad 114 in my rocks class right now. So 114 on the rocks. We had some 114. Yeah, we got some 114 up here in the corner, open behind old Pops if he'll move.
I can't move. It's only got about that much in.
It's over here. It's behind your microphone anyway. We do have some of that on the bar.
Just trust us. We won't lie to you. All right, guys. So Eagle
Jim
Rare.
Boy, happy Friday.
Happy
Appreciate you.
Friday, Gene Boy. All right, Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare. Let's go. We're just talking about the Eagle Rare. So to learn about the 12 year, I'm going to say even though Eagle Rare 10 year is younger, it's the bigger brother, right? It was born first. So it's the older brother, even though it's only 10 years old. And the 12-year-old is
Mathematics.
is the baby because the 12-year-old was just born last year, 2025.
Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond for Gene Boy this evening.
What's that say?
You can't read?
Uh-uh. Oh.
We got, for those y'all who don't
And
know,
our producer has new flashcards
we got
in the back.
cards in the back.
This is awesome. This is a new thing here at the Bourbon Basement.
We need to start paying her more.
All right, guys. So the regular Eagle Rare 10 year that was created in 1975 by master distiller Charles Chuck Beam. Go ahead.
Buffalo Trace items here in Vermont are allocated and hard to get. Not sure why, but Vermont is weird on its spirits as it's state controlled.
Oh.
Well, they're not just allocated there; they're allocated here too, right here in town. A lot of times, if you do find them at some liquor stores, it's almost at a secondary price, and then you can get them on a secondary market. Very rarely do you find them in the store for like MSRP. A lot of times, bigger liquor stores like a Total Wine or a Liquor Barn, they have bourbon drops, and you can find several bottles there for MSRP, but you have to like be in line early in the morning or win the lottery to go in and pick a bottle. So it's they're allocated everywhere, and believe me, Buffalo Trace knows how to market. All right. So Eagle Rare 10 year, created 1975, master distiller Charles Chuck Beam, right?
The old dumpy bottle of Eagle Rare 10 was 1 of 1 proof, I think. I believe you're correct in saying that.
It was. So Seagram's owned it in 1975. They owned and produced it at the Old Prentice Distillery, which now we know as it was in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. You got any guesses?
Go ahead.
Four Roses Distillery. So Chuck Beam worked at Four Roses, which was Old Prentice at that time. And he created Eagle Rare. Now they created it originally to compete. They wanted to compete with Wild Turkey 101. So back in 1975, it debuted at 101 proof, 10-year-old. And that was all to compete with Wild Turkey 101. And it did. And it did compete, and it did a good job. And Seagram's owned that from 75 to 89. Well, in 1989, the Sazerac Company purchased Eagle Rare, but they didn't even have a distillery. So in 1989, they had the brand Eagle Rare. They took it to Heaven Hill, and they contract distilled it. So they had the mash bill, they had the recipe. They gave that to Heaven Hill and said, "Hey, make me this." So Heaven Hill started making them that bourbon. Eagle Rare was made at Heaven Hill. So that was made from Heaven Hill from 89 to 92.
The more you know.
Then Sazerac purchased the George T. Stagg Distillery in 1992. So 1992, the year I graduated, if that tells you how old I am, guys.
Wow.
In 1992, I was graduating high school, and this company called Sazerac was purchasing one of the oldest distilleries in the state. And they changed the name from George T. Stagg to Buffalo Trace. Then, in 1992, Eagle Rare started being produced at the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Now, so 92, George T. Stagg, Buffalo Trace. All right. So then in 1999, hold on, I messed my thing up. Oh, they renamed George T. Stagg Distillery to Buffalo Trace in 1999, but they owned it in 1992. It's still George T. Stagg. All right. So if everybody's clear on that, like I am, crystal, Then in 2005, they lowered the proof to 90 proof, but they made it a single barrel.
Mhm.
So they lowered it to 90 proof, but they made it and labeled it as a single barrel bourbon. And it was like that until 2012. So from 2005 to 2012, that it was a single barrel bourbon. Then in 2012, and this is crazy now. So they have a single barrel bourbon. It's doing well, but in 2012 they get a new automatic bottling machine. So due to the automatic bottling machine, which they didn't clean before barrels. So they still have Eagle Rare. They still dump it one barrel at a time, but they don't clean the line. So some remnants of the other barrel could actually get into the other barrel's bottles, you know, and they can mix a little bit just by not cleaning the machine. So they weren't allowed to call it single barrel anymore. So it just went back to Eagle Rare.
That's petty.
That's single barrel. There's a lot of big bourbon rules that you got to follow. So and also, you know that every barrel that you dump doesn't come out with an even bottle. So if it just filled it up a quarter of the way, then the next barrel they dump filled it up the rest of the way. So they can't call that a single barrel because it has actually two different barrels in the bottle.
They don't have to know.
I don't know how they do know. Who monitors
So
this?
probably have a monitor. Like if they're doing single barrels, they have to sit there with a checkbook.
I don't know who monitors this. So if you do a single barrel on an automatic bottling line, then you have to clean that line between each barrel. So it probably just got too cost effective. And they just said, no, we ain't doing that. Excuse me. Say something. I got to drink.
Hi. Hopefully everyone's Friday's going good so far.
All right. Yeah, Al. So back in, I meant to say this, but back in 1975, when Seagram's was making this, the bottle came in this box, and it looks something like that. That is not a 1975 or 1988 bottle of Eagle Rare. I wish it was. It is not, but the bottle looks similar to that. And believe it or not, out of the 350 plus bottles I have in my bourbon basement, this is the one that most similarly resembled that bottle, and it fit perfect in this box. So
You could have just said most resembles instead of most similarly resembling. Like, what in the world?
you know I can't talk half the time.
No.
All right. So now that everything was just so everything that I just talked about, all the stuff that I just talked
If
about
you
with
can
the
keep
10,
up.
move that over to the 12 because it's exactly the same history, same everything, same way they bottle, same way they do everything, except this is 2 years older and 5 more proof. So that's
Short
your
and sweet.
so that's your so that's your 12 years over. So in June of 2025, Buffalo Trace announced that the Eagle Rare 12 year is going to be a permanent addition to their portfolio.
Gene Boy said kind of looks like a rare breed bottle. What bottle was in there?
It was. I was going to say, well, maybe rare breed is what it looked like.
It is exactly a wild turkey rare.
But so we're gonna blame Wild Turkey for stealing that.
Good eye there, good eye. And what better way to do it if I was Wild Turkey and they put it out to compete with my Wild Turkey 101. As soon as they changed their bottle, I'd have grabbed that old bottle and said, I want that in one of my bourbons, man.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? That's just competitive edge, right?
Sure.
All right. I don't know that that's what they did. The rare breed, it'd come out later, but
Fake
or
news.
yeah. Anyway, so they made the Eagle Rare 12. It's going to be a permanent addition. Now, you know how easy it is to find an Eagle Rare 10 year, right? It's so easy, right? Everybody, I mean, you just go in any liquor store and find it. No, it's not that easy to find, is it? No. Well, here in a couple of years, the 12 year is supposed to be as easy as that one to find. So if you are finding the Eagle Rare 10 years now, you should eventually be finding the Eagle Rare 12 years. And the thing that gets me is secondary market right now. This bottle right here is selling for about $200. This is a $59.99 bottle.
You'll never find it for that.
I got it at Liquor Barn during a bourbon drop, $59.99. That's where I got both of these bottles because my producer was with me. These
He
bottles are $49.99. You can get these. You can go to the distillery and get these, but you don't know what day they're going to be there. So they rotate 4 bourbons. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. So if you live near Frankfurt or making a trip to Frankfurt, it's worth a stop to see what they got that day.
Not Frankfurt, Germany.
Where
Just put
where
that
Jim
out.
Beam 1795.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. So it's permanent edition, and you know why it's a permanent edition now? Because Buffalo Trace has increased their production and their maturation capacity at the distillery. So that's why they're extending the 10 years. So everybody thought 10-year was hard to find. So why are they making a 12-year? Because 10 years is so hard to find. We'll never find a 12-year, but it's because they produce. You finish the show. You finish the show.
I enjoyed Eagle Rare at the $40 to $55 level, but not much higher than that. I would not recommend getting the normal 10-year for any more than that.
It's such a good bourbon, though.
If you're trying to for the first time, I'd go up to maybe like $80, but that's probably as much as I'd spend on it.
It's a good bourbon, and I think that the MSRP prices are reasonable for just say any bourbon, really, because it is a
And it is
supposedly
aged 10 years.
yes, and sometimes more because if a 10-year-old barrel doesn't meet their profile, they're going to age it longer until it does, and then maybe it gets into the 12. But there is a different taste profile here that they're looking for. I don't know. All right, so now in the tasting table, this is something that I look on the Google net, the internet
The
sometimes,
interwebs.
the interwebs. There's a thing called
Wikipedia.
the tasting tables, and they do a lot of internet articles, I guess, on bourbons and stuff like that. And they do a lot of the top list, top tens of this year, top hundreds of the year, all that kind of stuff. But they did a top 30 list of all time bourbons, the best bourbons ever. The top 30, and Eagle Rare 10-year was number 3 on that list. You got anybody got any guesses about number 1 and 2? So Eagle Rare was number 3. What beat Eagle Rare out? I'll give you a hint. They're both Buffalo Trace products.
I was going to say Blanton's.
E.H. Taylor.
No, and no.
Blanton's
so
wasn't one of them?
number 2,
Wow.
and it did not give the year, was Pappy Van Winkle. All right, so Pappy Van Winkle beat Eagle Rare out. But guess what number 1 is?
Weller.
George T. Stagg.
Oh.
All right, and an interesting thing about
that checks out.
Interesting thing about George T. Stagg is it's made with the exact same mash bill as Eagle Rare. Mash bill number 1, Buffalo Trace.
I think that most of the Buffalo Trace products come from mash bill. Like most of the good ones, or the like really sought after ones, come from mash bill 1.
Okay, I'll tell you what mash bill 1 is. So mash bill 1.
No spoilers.
Yeah, mash bill 1 is their normal Buffalo Trace product. And mash bill 1 is a special mash bill, and because it was the one that Sazerac said, hey, we're going to make this our main product line. So this is where we're going to get our main products. So here's the bourbons. Of course, Eagle Rare's on it. Buffalo Trace, Colonel E.H. Taylor, the line. So all the E.H. Taylor products that you have seen, ever seen, will see, they all come from mash bill number 1. The Stagg line, and when I say the Stagg line, it's Stagg, or some people still call it Stagg Jr., and George T. Stagg.
I still think it's Stagg.
They're the same. Well, I call it Stagg Jr. all the time, and I don't know when, I forget when that changed. Is anybody familiar with Benchmark? There's so many Benchmark bourbons. All that is mash bill number 1. The Old Charter.
I think that Benchmark is overlooked as a Buffalo Trace product.
Very much.
So is Ancient Age. But Ancient Age is mash bill number 2.
Well, because they have so many other big bottles.
Yeah. But Old
Trace knows it's bourbon. I'll give them that.
And Old Charter is also mash bill number 1. And just for my guys, probably the next bourbon tasting we'll do, if you all can look behind me up here at the top, I finally got an Old Charter bourbon. So that completes my mash bill number 1 from Buffalo Trace. So one of our tastings after the Weller Rainbow, of course, will be the mash bill number 1 Buffalo Trace products to see what we got going.
In Vermont, we get it for about $45. That's Eagle Rare 10, like regularly.
So
Wow.
that's right at MSRP. I said $49.99, and that's what we usually get it for at like Total Wine or something. But at But the distillery, I think it is $44.99, something like
But
that.
he gets that regularly. That's
Yeah, so that's awesome if it comes to you. If you can like walk into a liquor store and just get it, because around here you can't.
Did the eagle come out?
No.
The eagle, did the eagle get out of his cage? If you all have seen our last episode of Eagle Rare,
For sure.
we had an eagle flying around here. It was incredible. We thought he was going to get us. He has since been caged and taken away, so he's not here
We
tonight.
actually committed a felony, like a United States crime. We
Yeah.
captured a bald eagle, brought him into the bourbon basement,
All
and
right.
let him go.
So now I have one more interesting thing, and then we're going to get to drinking with you guys. I hope you guys are on 2 or 3 by now. Anyway,
Need to be.
but one more interesting thing that I found out about this. So I started, you all know I go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole when I research these things, and sometimes to an extent that it's detrimental. But
Oh,
anyway,
it's detrimental.
on this particular one, curiosity kills the cat, right? Uh, so when Sazerac bought this and they bought the mash bill, of course, they took it to Heaven Hill to have it made from Four Roses or from Old Prentice. And they took it to Heaven Hill. And I wanted to know it because it said it was sourced. So I had to find out if they just bought Heaven Hill barrels or if they had it made. Well, they contract distilled it actually, so they had it made. Heaven Hill made it the way Sazerac wanted, which was the way Charles Bean was making it at Four Roses or at Old Prentice Distillery. So they tried to make it the same because they wanted that bourbon. It was a successful bourbon. They wanted it made the same. So I was like, okay, so now they took the same mash bill that they bought when they bought the bourbon. Heaven Hill started making that same mash bill. So then I got to thinking, well, Buffalo Trace says it's mash bill #1. All right. So I said, when did mash bill #1 become mash bill #1? Well, mash bill #1 did not exist until 1992 when Sazerac bought George T. Stagg Distillery. So they pretty much took the mash bill from Eagle Rare, took it to George T. Stagg Distillery, bought that distillery, and made that their mash bill #1, their core of all products. And I thought that's an incredible statement right there.
Great video. Headed for dinner. Catch your next live stream and other videos. Benchmark our great budget bottles. Green Mountain Sippers, appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. Be sure
Thank
to
y'all.
drop us a sub before you leave and spread the name around. Once
Come on
again,
back and drink with us.
appreciate you tuning in. Have a good evening.
All right, guys. So let's get to pouring.
Go for it.
Woo.
Woohoo!
Is it already? Yeah, it's already cracked.
It's cracked, baby.
That was a terrible pop, though.
Well, it was already cracked. So,
Okay.
Probably earlier this evening.
oh man, that's craziness, right? We will have
Oh,
another bottle of this. Too much?
my goodness. Okay.
Can you ever have too much?
Well, I guess so. Evidently, I thought I was. Oh, hold on. Our producer wants one. Look, I got your glass.
What a great smell right off the bat.
Well, tell us about it, Ryan. Tell us about
Great color. I like a nice little dark amber color. You could tell that just looking at the bottle though. Oh, believe it or not, that 2 years doesn't really make a difference in the color from the regular Eagle Rare. Just looking at it.
it. No, and I mean, really, in the bottles, guys. Of course, Eagle Rare, Big Toss. It's exactly the same bottles. They're decorated the same. But the 10-year is silver with silver writing, and the 12-year is gold with gold writing.
That's good. Thick
And
tears.
of course, one has a 12 and one has a 10 on it.
Boy, speaking of the tears, like the producer was talking about, they're thick, but they develop so fast. Like sometimes you have to sit there and you have to wait and wait. This one, just about the whole perimeter of your glass gets like filled with little
It's a good
little
thick.
gorgeous tears.
It's a thick bourbon
Those
with
are,
a thick chew.
those are good happy tears.
Happy tears.
Happy
Happy tears.
tears.
Producer says.
Sure.
Did you get the chew I put in there?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Ryan, he hates when I say chew on this stuff.
It's such a bad term.
Well, it sounds like tobacco.
Such a
Chew
bad
tobacco,
term.
chew tobacco, chew tobacco. Spoon. No.
It does.
Oh, yeah, it's like our first, what was it? First Pappy episode. Oh, Pappy's jaw. Because you said like one of the first bourbons you ever got like a tobacco essence on. I was like, oh, Pappy's backy spit.
Well, speaking of backy, do you get cigar box in here at all?
No.
Like when you open, like I'm not saying one that's fully loaded. I'm saying one that's had cigars in it. Cigars are gone, and you open the empty box, and you get the little mild cigar smell, but you can still smell it. I get that.
No, but that reminds me. Go ahead and keep talking.
Well, I get the cigar box, and I get the little cherry notes. Do you get cherry notes?
I get the fruit. I'm not sure which one.
Well,
but
I get the
fruity.
fruit
Yeah,
to me is cherry,
for sure.
and then there's the caramel and vanilla's in there,
That's kind of a given.
but that's a given kind of, but not all the time. And maple syrup.
or maple nut goody.
You like maple nut goody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same, but the maple. So there's 3 or 4 smells for me. I don't know what surprise he's got for you here, but
What about this? Is that what you're getting a whiff of?
No, I'm getting a whiff of the box, not the cigar itself.
Well, there's remnants.
Shoot, I need to smell that. Let me smell it.
All right, well, that's my smells. Have you even took a drink yet?
Taking one acclamation.
I don't get that smell, but that.
The reason that I went and grabbed that, guys, is because when I had Eagle Rare for the first time, I was like, I think it would pair really good with a cigar. And this is just a nice little Cohiba, probably $8 stick.
Maybe.
Well, I said before that the difference in these 2 bottles is 2 years, because this is a 12-year, that's a 10, and 5 proof. That's a 90 proof. This is a 95 proof. The acclimation is very limited. You don't need a big acclimation.
No.
Do you think?
Mm-mm.
No, it's such a smooth bourbon.
What did you smell?
I don't know. What did you smell?
It's very desserty, in my opinion. It's very sweet, and I thought that with the regular Eagle Rare as well. You get a cakiness and kind of like a powdered sugar-esque. And then there's a kind of like a citrusy kind of scent.
Maybe
I got cherry. My sweetness was cherry and maple syrup. I still got that caramel and vanilla in there, but cherry and maple syrup.
Maple
syrup. But the most unique smell I got out of there was that cigar box. That's a pretty unique smell. I mean, I don't smell that very often.
It was probably just my humidor. And the other
Maybe did you open the door before we come on show?
Yeah, must have.
Maybe like a tart.
I don't know. I'm getting citrus.
Fruity tart.
A fruity cherry tart, maybe?
I don't know. It's some kind of tart. Some kind of tart. Don't be a tart.
All right. You ready to do some taste?
Cherry tart, maybe? Perhaps.
All right.
I've already done my third.
I have 2.
Go ahead.
All right. So, smelt the cherries. I didn't taste any cherries. What I'm tasting fruit wise, it kind of tastes like a fig Newton cookie.
I was gonna say mango.
Well, I got a fig Newton cookie. I don't know what a fig tastes like, but if it
tastes like a fig.
Fig Newton cookie tastes like, then that's what I'm getting.
A fig tastes like a fig.
Well, but that's the mush in the Newton cookie, right?
No, a fig is a fruit
that's mushed into the fig Newton cookie.
So
add stuff to
take that fruit flavor without the cookie, and that's a fig.
Well, I get the fig Newton.
I think they mash more stuff up in.
So that wasn't true to my nose. But what was true to my nose, and you said something about powdered sugar.
I did get powdered sugar.
You got powdered sugar. I didn't get that in the smell, but I got maple syrup. And when I was smelling this, and after the fig Newton that I got French toast, and the powdered sugar come through in the taste for me with that maple syrup, like on a French toast. So that was really good for me.
I don't know about French toast. I didn't go that sweet. Because this one does, I will say, and I normally don't specify this in most of the bourbons I taste because it's always there a little bit, and you know that. But the oakiness comes out in this one for me. I definitely get the oakiness. I get the barrel.
Maybe that's where you get the tobacco smell.
I'm very subtle oak on the taste, though.
Oh, I got the oakiness. I got the oakiness. I'm kind of drifting toward mango instead of citrus now. On like my nose, I was smelling citrus, but the palate, I'm actually kind of tasting like a mango, slight fruitiness kind of thing. The sugariness is still there. The sweetness is still there. It's more. I'm trying to think of how to explain it because it's not overly sweet. It's almost like
I get an almond.
it's like a dark chocolate sweet. You know, like semi-sweet kind of stuff.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'm leaning toward.
Do you want to put water in yours?
Yeah, better. Give the old 1-2.
It does change it though sometimes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a French toast with a little maple syrup, powdered sugar, and a Fig Newton cookie.
Boy, that sweetened it up.
Yeah, that brings a lot of the sweetness. I get more caramel and maple notes.
I was about to say caramel. Still that sugary.
What about a
The
bear,
fruitiness is kind of
bear
gone.
claw?
You think it kind of resembles a
Well,
bear claw?
a bear claw has
'Cause
your
you got-
pastry. It has your like a little bit of cinnamon.
There is a little
sweet-
cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it has a bear claw has like the frosting
Mhm.
on it, and then it has the almonds crushed up on it. So
producers get the
Honestly,
bear claw.
yeah, kind of
Cinnamon roll could even be compared to this.
Yeah. Well, now the smell and
A
everything.
little bit of icing, a little
Kind
bit
of
of cinnamon,
got over to cinnamon roll.
a little pastry.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I think a bear claw kind of sums it up because it has a little bit of everything.
It had sweetened it up a lot. And I mean, you think French toast is sweet, but when I eat my French toast, it ain't covered with maple syrup because I like the
Goodness.
taste of the toast. But that made it a lot sweeter to me.
See, I think if I took a puff off of this right now, that would be a blend of a lifetime.
After the show, we'll go up and sit outside by the fire. And
It's a good night for it.
You can puff away, and we'll drink some more of this daggone bottle.
I think that would be blend of a century right there.
That's a really good bar. I like Eagle Rare. I like Eagle Rare 12.
I don't think that it needs to be proved down any, but I liked it just as much, if not maybe even a little better.
Proof is 95.
It does not need to be proved down, but I liked it just as much, if not maybe even a little better with the water in it.
I liked it with the water in it.
It was nice.
It sweetened it up for me. So what it did take it, I wasn't getting that oaky taste that you said you got, but I was getting
There's
the dryness.
oakiness.
I was getting the dryness of the barrel. I was getting the dryness of that wood. And when I put the water in it, it actually took a lot of that dryness away. So it kind of was a smoother. It was sweeter, but it was a smoother drink with water.
I wasn't going to mention it, but I actually do. I don't get it a lot of times, but I actually do get a little bit of the dryness, like on the very back of my tongue.
Yeah, it was pretty dry for me too, and that's I wasn't expecting that much dryness.
Ain't nothing that a little hydration will take care
Well,
of.
Eagle Rare doesn't really hit me and give me a lot of dryness, so the 12-year is giving me a little dryness.
Dryness is gone just like that, guys.
All right, let's rate
Stay
it.
hydrated.
Let's rate it. We're on schedule. We're right on time.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
We got a knack for these things.
It's amazing. We've been doing this so long, guys. It doesn't matter what we do. We're on time.
We got a knack for these things. Oh, I guess I'll go first on my rating. I think you went first
All right.
the last few times. I've already kind of explained what I was feeling, and we actually kept it kind of compact so we don't have to go through and say them all again. But like I said, I liked it just as much, if not better, with the water in it. It was great both ways. A little bit of dryness, which isn't bad. I know a lot of people prefer a dry drink when they're drinking. It was very sweet. It's very desserty. That's why I said it would pair really well with this Cohiba I got here. It's very pastry-like, powdered sugar, maple, goody, such goodness. Such goodness, much wow.
Such goodness.
Such goodness, much wow.
Goodness.
Wow. A lot of wow.
No, such goodness, much wow.
Much wow.
That was big when I was in middle school or something like that.
How long ago has that been? Oh,
Taking it
sorry.
back.
Sorry, man.
Taking it back a little way.
Forgot there.
Someone timestamped the video when he said, that's the year I graduated, and then we could do the math to see how old he is. Yeah, let's run that back.
Oh.
Anyway.
I did fail about 8 times.
That checks out, too. That checks out. Now, you just wanted to milk your sports and stuff for a few more years. That's all it was.
Yeah, you know. That's what it was.
That's what it.
But very good, very desserty, and I love a desserty bourbon. Goodness, this is like an 8.9.
8.9, good rating. Good rating. For me, guys, like I said, I like the Eagle Rare product. I like the Eagle Rare 12 product. I don't think that if I found these anytime in a store for the normal MSRP between $50 and $60,
You wouldn't buy it.
I would buy it every time.
Yeah.
I would buy it every time. Now, I'm not going to go on secondary market and pay $200 for this bottle.
If it's your first time trying it,
If you just want a bottle to try, yes, you might do that. And to me,
think it's
it
worth
would
it.
probably be worth it because I may not ever get that bottle again.
but you're not
But-
paying that every time.
But I am going to tell you that with the production that Buffalo Trace has been doing, with the age that a lot of their bourbons are going to, I think these bourbons, both of these bourbons, are
Being
going
a
to be
10
more
and
available.
12 years.
I think they're going to be more available in the future. So I think that you might be able to go into a liquor store, find it on a shelf sitting there somewhere, and give it a couple years. But yeah, I think it's going to happen. And I will probably every time I'll have to quit going to liquor stores because I'll have 12 bottles, 14 bottles of each.
I didn't mention this earlier. We usually say whether or not it's beginner friendly. I think both of these are beginner friendly. Price range and drink.
They're very good MSRP prices. If you can find them at that, I would pick one up every time. I love the sweetiness of this, along with a little of that dryness that it gave me.
A little oakiness. It's like a perfect blend.
Sweetiness.
Sweetie.
Are you my sweetiness?
Sweetness.
Oh, well. Ew.
You said sweetness. I
What's
think
it
it's just
matter?
sweet.
Well, you got to stop me and critique me.
Come on.
I'm critiqued all the time, guys.
We're just trying to make you better.
Yes.
That's all it is.
It's too late.
Criticism
too
makes
late.
you
These are
strong.
lost cause.
I'm a lost cause. I am who I am. All right. So, but I did enjoy it. It's got good aromas. It's got good flavors. I love it. You said an 8.9. I was thinking more of an 8.5.
Can I change mine to 9.0?
You want a 9 on it?
9.0.
Okay. A 9.85, 8.2 from the producer. So every one of them's above 8. This is a good bourbon.
Great bourbon.
Yes.
This is a real good bourbon. Is it one of those elite bourbons? You gave it a 9. So is this one of your elite bourbons? Because there's very few bourbons on our 9 and above shelf.
This would be, if we had these bottles to choose from out of all 300, whatever you got down here, it'd be one of my first ones I went to. Yeah.
Okay, so it's one of his elite bourbons, guys. So he's put it on the 9 shelf, and right now I'm looking. There's
There's a handful.
Just a
there's probably 200 empty bottles over there.
Minimum.
yeah.
There's
Those
probably
are just since we started keeping them and ranking them.
there's
Yeah.
probably 200 empty bottles of bourbon over there, and there is literally maybe 6 on the 9+ shelf. And Ryan is putting this on the 9+ shelf for him,
It is a good one. Yes.
and I've got it on the 8+ shelf. So this is a real
That's
good
still
bourbon.
real good.
I recommend it to anyone to get it, to try it, to love it. Later,
You're gonna love it.
you're gonna love it. Later, I'm gonna compare it.
I don't think I would do that.
I'm gonna compare it to the Eagle Rare 10, and I'm gonna sit.
I won't be a part of that one.
At your own risk.
And I'm going to
Do it at
see
your own
which
risk.
one that I like better. Is it going to be the history of the 10 that I like that mends with me and melds me and
You're getting
just
way too-
caresses me and loves me? Or is it going to be the 12 year that takes over?
It's not that deep.
It's not really.
Bourbon is deep.
Caressing and loving.
Bourbon is deep.
No.
Which one will touch my heart the most? And we'll find out
All right.
in a blind tasting.
On that note.
I won't be a part of that one. You can count me out.
All right. Well, I'm real excited about the future to come. I'm real excited about our 2 tastings that I've already got lined up. I don't know when that we'll be able to work that in. It is very busy around the Bourbon Basement household. But we continue to look for those. You'll see some invites, guys. I'll send y'all text like I always do and get you in here for the tasting of the rainbow. Then shortly after that, or maybe a while after that, I don't know, we will have a tasting of the mash bill #1 products of Buffalo Trace, which will include Eagle Rare. I'm not going to go to their specialty things, so we're going to do the base one. So Eagle Rare, just the base, not George T. Stagg. I don't even have a bottle of George T. Stagg, so it's going to be
Eventually.
Stagg. It's going to be Stagg. But we'll do it, and we'll have fun with that. It'll be great times. Great times. Air mattresses will be all over the Bourbon Basement.
Good times were had by all.
They will be.
They usually are. Yeah.
All right, Rice. I think that's it for me. So if you want to wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in this Friday evening and starting your weekend off with us. We always enjoy kicking off the weekend strong with you all, being your drinking buddies and just having some people to talk to. We're not that lonely, but we do enjoy talking to you all Friday evenings.
We're not that bad.
Appreciate the new faces that we saw in the chat, and always the regulars that are here every week. We do appreciate you all more than what you know. If you are new, be sure to subscribe to the channel and spread the channel name around to all your friends. It's always greatly appreciated for y'all's continued support. And
Comment. I think it says comment.
it's backwards.
See.
Yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Producer's losing it.
Losing it.
I got a blank cue card because she had to turn around.
We need to get her some markers too, because that.
Anyway, guys, it's going off the rails. It's going off the rails quick. All that being said, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. We'll see y'all next Friday, and as always, why drink alone?
When you can drink with us.
We'll see y'all next Friday.
Was there not a comment to read?
There was.
No.
It's just later, fellas. Later, fellas.
Oh, later, fellas.
Whatever. Yeah. Bye, guys.
All right. Well, one more for me. You don't want one for upstairs, do you?
No.
All right. Then you're lost. My game. Cheers.